All right, caddis. I don't fish caddis, but I have friends that do, and I figured I would tie up some caddis for them. And this is what I came up with here. It's a big fly, small hook, light presentation. That's what I would. That's what I was going for. I guess this is like considered like maybe an October caddis or something. We'll tie it here. It's this size 16. This is a size 16 hook, but I would say this is more like a size 12 fly. This is considered tan, I guess. It's called tobacco. It's Giorgio Benici. It's a 10-0. If I had the 12-0, I'd probably use that. But I don't have this color in 12-0. Start a little back from the eye. Go to the bend. The body is CDC, and there's a tail on it. Not really a tail, but almost like how in a salmon fly you have that tail and it meets the wing. Well, that's what I did here. And we're just gonna. This is natural CDC. Just the point we're putting on there. Short, very short. Make sure it's in good because you're only gonna put 3 turns in, and then lift up. And go about 2/3 of the way. And I take a hackle plier. What did I do? Did I catch this thing here? Okay, there we go. And I just wrap it. This has nothing to do with floatability. This is just for the color. I want it to just kind of match the wing. I don't want these long fibers that are there. I don't want those, so I'm going to cut them off. But first I'm going to cut this, tie it in, and then maybe I can just rip them off. I want the body to be pretty neat. Doesn't want to rip. I say that's good enough. Now, for natural CDC feathers, the curve really doesn't matter. If you can make 2 curve in and the other 2 curve in, not away from each other but in, that's good. But the real important thing is that the tips are aligned. This is 4 of them together. The tips being aligned is kind of important. It might look weird if the tips aren't aligned. So make sure this is all together. If you lick your fingers a little bit, it helps you get a real grasp on what it's going to look like when you get it tied in. Keep them all together. We're just going to go past that tail a hair. Grab it, give it a pinch and a loop. Tie it in with a bunch of turns. Don't go down to the eye yet. Cut it off. Don't let go of the wing. Make sure you don't have anything going past the eye. That's good. And now go down. You can let go. That's all right, and now we're going to go back. Wood duck. 2 wood duck barbs. The way I do it is there's going to be a curve to them. So I just try and make them so that the curve goes up. Something like that. Yeah. Pretty long. Make sure they're on the top. A few turns, and then if you want to get crazy, what you can do is you can fold over the waist end. Put a few more turns in. hackle. Two hackles. The first ones I was tying was just this ginger. But then I wanted to add a little bit of a natural brown to it. So I got one of these cheap capes here. I wanted one without the black in the center. So, like, you know how a badger has that black in the center? Sometimes you can find these natural browns with the black in the center. I didn't want that. I didn't want black. Just wanted all natural brown, just for the color. These things aren't really going to be helping the fly float. It's really that other one that's going to make it float. And so I just need something small like this. I take off the anything that's got the black in the center. I don't want. Yeah, if it's got a hair, it doesn't matter. And we put this one in, tie this one in first because we're going to run it up through second. And I just do one turn there to hold it. Now on this one, remember it's a big fly on a small hook, so don't think that you need to put in a small hackle because you're matching the hook. You're not. You're really matching the fly. It's kind of important. But also don't forget that head is pretty big. You know, that how much you've tied in so far. So that adds to the size of the hackle. Sometimes you don't realize that. But the bigger this is, you know, you've tied in so much stuff here, the smaller the hackle you'll need. If that makes sense. You gotta remember where you're starting with, at what point you're starting. And you know what we're gonna do? Cut this one off. So just do one turn and then cut the stem. Makes it easier. And then we're gonna end in front of the horns there. Okay. So we're going to put a bunch of turns in here. Okay, I think one more is good. I'm going to tie off in front of the horns with two turns. And I'm leaving that stem there because we're going to fold it back afterwards. I always try and fold all the stems back if I can. Really only going to get maybe 4 of these through. It's just helping with the color. Can I get one more turn? Is it possible to get one more turn? Nope. Okay. So 2 turns, take that off, and then fold all this back. It's easy if you lick your fingers. Try not to cover the eye. That can always be a problem when you do this. So just folding them back. And you could put some head cement on your thread if you want. I don't really do it much with these fishing flies. I don't care really. Looks like I caught one here. And we take the ends and we break them off. Then we bring our horns and we can separate them now. There it is. So that's it. Folding the hackle back can sometimes make the hackles go in a strange way. If you just run a needle or some scissors in there, it'll kind of open them up again, but I don't think it really matters. I'd rather have the hackle folded back. My personal opinion is folding it back actually is good, because it just makes it stronger. So that's it. That's it. It's a CDC Caddis. Couple of horns here. The way I look at these horns is, hey, maybe they mistake them as tails, and I think it's a mayfly, so they eat it, right? That's why I got them on there. All right, so that's it. CDC Caddis. I don't think you really need that natural brown. I put it in there just to give it a little color, but just the ginger would probably be fine. Or just, honestly, just a natural brown. If you got a good natural brown, it would probably work just for that. Other than that, I think you're in good shape. All right, thanks.